All right. Hello and welcome. This is Best Foot Forward Shoes. My name is Harrison Cable. Thank you so much for checking out this video. It's really appreciated. Today we are looking at the latest collaboration between Jae and Saucony on this ProGrid Omni 9. This is the tan and pink colorway. Now, if you are not hugely familiar with Saucony, Jae or the ProGrid Omni 9, welcome to the club. Let's go on a journey together. I did not have a huge amount of knowledge of any of those three until earlier in the year when obviously Jae had one of the best collaborations with Saucony of 2023 on the Grid Azura 2000, one of the loudest, one of the boldest colorways, which really brought Saucony into the forefront of sneakerheads with obviously one of the best collaborations of last year. So if you're not familiar, Jae is an artist from America. He is also a rapper. He has a clothing brand and is one of the hottest new designers and sneaker collaborators of 2024 due to his past success with Saucony on the previously mentioned shoe and now with this brand new release of the ProGrid Omni 9. So Saucony is already a very established running brand, mostly based around performance, mostly based around running shoes. This ProGrid Omni 9 is also a running shoe, but it's been reimagined, it's been recolored by Jae in this incredibly vibrant and loud colorway. We also had a second colorway of this shoe. It was a red shoe with a mainly blue and baby blue sole. I did like that shoe, but however, I had to pick one of the two. I couldn't afford to buy both. I picked up this one from Laced Store in Brisbane, Australia. Sold out currently, but they aren't going for a huge amount over retail. So if you wanted to pick them up on the resale on GOAT or StockX, you still can. This tan and pink one is definitely the one that I've seen a lot of people enjoy more than the red. Red is not my favorite color. I think that this shoe is a little bit nicer on the eye and a little bit easier to style, and it's definitely going to be fun to put together with a few outfits over summer here in Australia. So before we get into the materials, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed recently, who's been watching the podcast that we've been putting out. I put out a couple of videos talking about the latest sneaker news. I did it with a couple of friends. The podcast link is just up here if you want to check that one out. We are also trying to get to 200 subscribers, so if you feel like subscribing, hit the link down below. It really helps out. If you want to see more content like this, my opinions, some more short form content, give it a go. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's get on with the materials. So first of all, as I said before, this Omni Grid 9 is a long time running shoe model from Saucony. As you can tell, it has a very nice traction pattern, which is done in a gum sole. You've got these little hits of color, which Jae has put on to really accentuate and complement the colors that go on to the rest of the shoe. This sole is mainly obviously meant for running. It's not really meant for like trail. It's not got a huge amount of rubber lugs on it. You have a pink shank plate in the middle, which is in TPU. It's supposed to provide a lot of torsional rigidity so that when you're moving around in the shoe, you're still feeling fairly locked in and stable. The rubber on the outsole is done in this cream color. As you can see, it is their Saucony's SRC rubber, which feels pretty nice. It's not incredibly squishy. It's still got a fair amount of firmness, but it definitely still feels very comfortable on foot. Around the mudguard and the heel, you have what looks like a very synthetic looking leather. It has a glossy finish. It has these really nice colors on it, but it doesn't feel very premium at all. It is obviously painted over. It doesn't feel incredibly protective and not very waterproof at all. So you can see around the front, you've got all these different little colors. You've got them around the middle of the shoe as well. And then on the heel, you've got a very similar tone there in that very low grade leather. But I think that Jae is kind of trying to make the colors show more in this shoe than putting any premium sort of materials on it. Also present on this shoe is a sort of translucent plastic which runs all the way from the back of the shoe to the front of the shoe here. In this colorway, it's done in a very light pink, which you can see through to the other side of the shoe. The eye stays are done in a very synthetic, nasty kind of looking leather. The eye stays are pretty standard. There's nothing really special there, going all the way from the middle of the foot up to the top. You do get an extra little eye stay there if you want to lock in just a little bit more. Around the midfoot here, you obviously have this Saucony logo in this red and baby blue colorway. Then you have this translucent mesh on the sides here with this black grid pattern going back and forth all the way along the midfoot, which I think is just a stylistic choice. I don't really feel like that actually has any effect on the shoe. You have a honeycomb shaped mesh on the toe box in this very light cream colorway. That same mesh is also on the tongue with a little bit of padding in a blue and also a caramel brown colored color. On the inside, we again have some padded mesh in mainly a green color, and then you have the insole, which is nicely padded, but it's nothing too special. One thing I will say about the insoles though, even though they're not very good quality, I would say that the branding that's on them is really awesome. So this is the left shoe, and then this is the right shoe here. So if you didn't know, these shoes are called the to-do list pack. So this one obviously says comfortable shoes, and this one says you should make a to-do list. So that's really everything you need to know about the materials. It's obviously a lot of synthetic meshes, it's a lot of synthetic leathers. It's very comfortable, it's very well made, it's very well put together, but it's nothing special, honestly, with the quality or premium nature of the materials. It's light, it's breezy, it's colorful. This is kind of the perfect summer shoe, to be honest, and it's definitely one that I'm going to be rocking a lot over the summer here in Australia. Now for sizing on this shoe, I went with a size 9, which is a 42.5 euro, and I felt perfectly comfortable with this shoe. I didn't feel any discomfort anywhere. It's obviously a running shoe. It's very comfortable. It's one of those shoes that you could wear all day. However, when I do wear them, I am going to be wearing them in very low stress environments. Hopefully there's going to be no dirt around, because I am very scared about getting this shoe dirty, and it's almost would be like ruining a piece of art. It's one of those shoes that you obviously should be wearing. Like I always say, wear your shoes, but this is one that I always have a little bit of a second thought about wearing, because of some of the places that you go might be a little bit dirty, might be a little bit sketchy. So I definitely will be wearing these in places where I know I won't be getting them super dirty. Some of the other details on the shoe, you have the Savior branding on the sides of the shoe here. So you have that is the left shoe, and you also have the same on the right shoe. But then differences is that on the right shoe, you have this J-Tips globe logo, and then on the left shoe, you have the J-Tips flower logo here. On the tongue, you have the Savior logo. This is on the left shoe. And then on the right shoe, you have the Saucony logo here with the translucent pink plastic as well. On the inside, if you can see that, you have some embossed white stitching there that says made by J-Tips, and that is present on both of the shoes. So moving on to the comfort, of course, these are very comfortable. They are running shoes, they're Saucony, they're mainly mesh, they're very breathable. These definitely could be one of the shoes that you're wearing all day. I would have no complaints about wearing these in almost any situation, walking, sitting around, standing for a long time. It'd be perfect for all of those. The box for this shoe has some really nice details. You've got a kind of mountain range branding there on the side. On the other side, you have made by J-Tips. On the top, you have the Savior branding there. And then on the bottom, you have a really nice message which says your day just got more comfortable. Lastly, you also have the J-Tips globe and flower logo right there, which is really cool. One downside, however, in the box is that it is not the greatest construction. I know we don't buy shoes for the boxes, but it's really just kind of a nice little addition. It was a very flimsy box. It was almost breaking apart when I got it. The paper is just this basic white paper, and you also didn't get any spare laces with it. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a miss from J-Tips and Saucony, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more thought done into the extras for this shoe. But I mean, you get what you get. It's okay. So that pretty much covers everything that you might need to know about this shoe. It is a continuation of the great collaboration between Saucony and J-Tips. It's another awesome colorway. It's definitely loud, it's definitely bold, but I think that's everything that J-Tips is trying to convey with Saucony, and it's a really, really nice addition to the collection. It's also really cool to see Saucony being talked about in the same vein as like a New Balance, Nike, Adidas, brands like that. This collaboration has really brought them into the forefront of sneakerheads. And I think due to the 2000s mesh runner vibe that everyone is getting onto right now, this shoe is definitely having a moment. The ProGrid 9 also had a collaboration with End. They had the Nessie colorway. It was like the Loch Ness Monster inspired shoe. This ProGrid 9 is definitely going to have some more collaborations, and I'm all here for it. I love checking out smaller brands, new collaborators, new artists. I love loud, bold shoes. Again, thank you to everyone who has watched the videos and liked and subscribed over the last few weeks. If you want to see some more content, hit the subscribe button down below. We're nearly at 200 subscribers, which is our goal for the end of the year. I want to say thank you so much to everyone. Have a good day.